Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is Yogalates. My name is Amanda. So, hope everyone had a safe and fun, happy 4th of July. Again, this is Yogalates. Wednesday morning, we'll be using a block. For today's class, I'm also using a set of lightweight. I'm just using 1 pound, so feel free to go heavier, go lighter, whatever you prefer. All right, let's go ahead and start. Let's go ahead and come into a tabletop position. Let me turn this down. With your wrists under your shoulders, your knees under your hips, nice flat back. From here, let's do a few cat and cows. Go ahead and hammock your belly, bring your gaze up towards the ceiling, and then scoop and arch your stomach, bringing your gaze towards your navel, rounding your spine. Go ahead and keep it going. Bring your gaze up towards the ceiling, hammock your belly down. You're welcome to tuck your toes here. If your toes are tucked, release them down. Scoop and arch, rounding your spine, bringing your gaze towards your navel. One more time on each side. If you're tucking your toes, go ahead and tuck them now. Bring your gaze up towards the ceiling, arching your spine, and then rounding your spine as you release the top shoelace portion of your feet towards the floor. Go ahead and come back to a nice flat neutral spine. Then move your hips from side to side, bumping them out from right to left, left to right. Maybe draw some hip circles, drawing your hips forward, back and around. And then, of course, reversing that direction. And if you're tracking any of your workouts on any kind of device, go ahead and feel free to set your watches now if you have not done so already, or still moving those hips either side to side or in a circular motion. You can flip your palms backwards so your fingertips are facing your knees for a nice forearm stretch. The forearm is something that we work quite often. We don't get to stretch them very much. You can also bring your palms inward, bringing your fingertips out towards the side. Maybe still moving your hips from side to side. Keeping it going, nice flat back. Let's go ahead and get some leg stretches in here. Go ahead and lift your right leg back. Maybe do some raise and lower, strong point through your toes. Go ahead and lift your leg and then draw your foot towards the outside of your right hand. Maybe move your hips forwards and backwards. Maybe straighten that leg as you draw your hips back. You can also point and flex or circle out that front right ankle. Nice stretch all throughout the right leg. Doing what feels good for you this morning. And then coming back to a neutral spine, go ahead and step your right leg back. Now for the left side, send that left leg straight back. Maybe raise and lower that right leg. Core stays nice and engaged. Go ahead and hold that leg lifted and then bring it up to the outside of your left hand. So same leg, same arm. Maybe press forward and back for a nice hip opener. Nice stretch. You can hold your hips back with your front left leg straight, maybe point and flex or circle out that left ankle. Whatever feels good to you on the left side this morning. Go ahead and step your left foot back. From here, with your wrists under your shoulders, tuck your toes, bring your hands up, palm print forward, and then lift your hips up, coming into our first down dog this morning. Maybe pedal your heels one at a time. And then lifting both of your heels, lower them over to the right side for a nice deep stretch all along that right side body. Biceps continue to frame your ears. Lift both of your heels lower than this time over to the left side. Go ahead and lift them one more time for me. Maybe pedal your heels once more back to the center. With both of your heels towards the floor, they do not have to touch. Have a soft bend in your knees. Go ahead and walk your hands back towards your feet. So with a soft bend in your knees, you can also place a block down with your hands towards the block or towards the floor. Just having a nice generous bend, letting your neck hang nice and loose. Maybe shake it yes, maybe shake it no. Make sure it's hanging nice and loose, not straining your neck. You can also grab opposite elbows and sway from side to side if you would like. Wherever you want, go ahead and release your hands down. You can straighten your knees. Go ahead and give me a halfway lift, hands to shins. The crown of your head extends away from your body, back to a forward fold, hands all the way down, and then gently roll all the way up, come to standing. Go ahead and roll your shoulder blades back. Maybe you roll them forward. Go ahead and reach your arms up high overhead, and then bringing your hands to heart center. Let's go ahead and get started. We won't use any equipment for our first move this morning. From here, we're going to come into an inchworm. When we get out to that high plank, we're going to do 4 shoulder taps and then 4 side leg taps out to the side. All right. Go ahead and walk it on out. So forward fold all the way down towards the floor. Walk your hands out to a high plank with your wrists under your shoulders. We have 4 shoulder taps, keeping your core nice and engaged, alternating right and left and right. Once you do those 4, go ahead and give me 4 side taps, right and left and right. Once you do 4 of each, go ahead and walk your hands back to your feet, soften your knees, roll all the way up, and then forward fold. So one more time. Pulling all the way down, walk your hands out as slow as you need to until your wrists are directly under your shoulders. From here, keep your core nice and tight. 4 shoulder taps, right and left and right. Place both palms back on the floor. Tap the right foot out, bring it back in. Left foot out, bring it back in. One more time, each side. All right, go ahead and walk your hands back towards your feet. Soft bend on your knees. Rolling up slowly, roll your shoulder blades back. All right, let's go ahead and grab that set of lightweight. If you're using it, you can also use a water bottle, candles, soup cans, whatever you have available to you wherever you are at. From here, we're going to work in with the right leg. There's a bit of a glare on my notes. All right, don't worry. Coming from a standing position, we're going to work that right leg. So your left leg is your standing base. We're going to bring our hands to our hips. We're going to come into a tree pose. So again, standing left leg, you have a soft bend in that knee or straight. Your right foot does not come to your left knee. You can bring it to your ankle, your calf, maybe all the way up towards your thigh. From here, we're going to come into a curtsy right from that tree with a bicep curl, palms face in. Go ahead and come back to staying into a tree, back to a curtsy with a bicep curl. Core stays engaged. Bicep curl as you draw that right leg diagonally behind the left, and then back to that tree. Keeping your core nice and engaged. Keep that right knee turned outward. Keep it going. One more. Go ahead and come from your tree, from this position. We're going to step our right foot back, coming into, let's get my sides mixed up, coming into a warrior 2 position. So your left toes are facing outward, your right toes are facing towards the right side. From the same position, we're going to go ahead and draw our, all right, we're going to draw our warrior 2 arms, left arm out over your left toes, right fingertips spread out over your right foot. From here, we're going to draw that right arm in and then pulling it back. So almost like we're drawing that bow and arrow, your left arm is completely straight. Have a deep bend in your front left knee, straight back right leg. Right arm comes towards the left, does not have to touch, and then drawing that right elbow back. Keeping your elbows nice and lifted, Core stays engaged. Keeping it going. Almost there. You got it. Imagine you're pulling that bow and arrow. Left arm is completely straight, holding that bow in place. You got it. That's it. Give me one more wherever you're at. Reach and pull. Go ahead and draw your left elbow wide behind your head. Right arm extends long over your right toes. We're going to tap our left elbow to our left knee and then come to standing. Reach that right arm over and past your right toes. Keeping it going. Maybe bend deeper into that left knee. Your core remains engaged. Maybe your left elbow taps your left knee. Maybe it just comes super close. Try to stay really deep into that bend in your front left knee. Left elbow towards your left knee. Right arm stays straight. Reach and pull. Keeping it going. We're going to rest that left arm completely on the left leg in just a few. Still going. Left elbow to left knee. Come back upright. Reach that right arm even longer. That's it. Give me one more of each. Tap and reach. Go ahead and release your left arm, your left elbow down towards your left knee. So really lean into that left side. We're going to let our right arm dangle down towards the inside of our left foot from here. Go ahead and row upwards and then reach. Bring it back down and reach. Keeping it going. So you're reaching for the floor and then reaching for that ceiling. Slow and controlled movement here. Core remains nice and engaged. Almost there. You got it. Still going. Still moving. Reach for the floor. Elbow up. Reach for the ceiling. Still that right leg extends nice and long. Deep bend in your front left knee. That's it. Give me one more of each. Reach up, back down. Go ahead and set your weight on the floor. From here, we're going to cartwheel our hands down other side of our left leg. Step your left leg back. So you're back in that high plank. We're going to repeat the exact same thing, but this time with the left leg. Go ahead and walk your hands back towards your knees. Soft bend your knees. Go ahead and gently roll all the way up to standing. Hinge forward, back to that inchworm. Go ahead and walk out. Give me those 4 alternating shoulder taps, slow and controlled. Right and left, left and right. Once you get those 4 done, go ahead and tap it out for 4 for me. Core stays nice and engaged. Your wrists are directly under your shoulders. Once you have those 4 foot taps, soft bend your knees. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Ground through your feet, gently roll all the way up. And then back to a forward fold. Walk all the way up to that high plank. 4 shoulder taps, right and left. Left and right, core is engaged. Try not to rock side to side. Once you get those 4 shoulder taps in, go ahead and give me those 4 side taps, right and left and right. Soft bend your knees, walk your hands back. And then coming on up to standing. All right, go ahead and shake it out. Now we have the exact same thing. So this time we're going to do it with the left leg. We're going to do a hammer curl. So palms are facing in towards one another. So staying through that standing, grounded right leg, go ahead and draw your left foot to the inside of your right ankle, maybe your right calf, maybe your right knee, just avoiding that right knee. Go ahead and hold it there. Palms are facing in. We're going to come into that curtsy, bringing that left leg back to the diagonal of our right. Palms are facing in, so you're getting that hammer curl in as you draw that left leg back to diagonal. Chest stays lifted. Maybe in that curtsy, you're stepping further back. Maybe your left knee gently, ever so gently, taps the floor. Keep it going. Just a few more like this. You got it. Moving with control. Left foot taps back. Comes back to standing. Give me one more. All right, from here, face the right side this time, first time. Go ahead and have a deep bend in your front right leg. Left leg is straight, left toes facing forward, right toes facing out towards the right. We're going to send our right arm out in front And then draw your left arm towards your right and then point it back. Maybe noticing a change in range of motion between the left and right side. Keeping it going. Elbow stays lifted. Keep that left elbow nice and high. Your wrist is as high as your elbow. That right arm is just hanging out. It's just there. Don't even worry about it. And you bend deeper into that right knee. Yes, open up those hips. Nice stretch here for your lower body. Isometric hold, engaging those muscles. Left arm reaches up towards the right and then draws back. Elbow stays lifted. That's it. Give me one more. From here, go ahead and extend your left arm straight, right hand behind your right head, elbow stays wide. Now we're going to tap our right elbow towards our right knee and then stretch your left fingertips over towards your toes, maybe way past your toes. Imagine there's something over, way past your left pinky toe that you're trying to reach for. Stretching and reaching long in opposite directions. Maybe tapping your right elbow towards your right knee. Keeping it going, tap, and come back up to center. Still going, still moving. You got it. Reach. Keep that left arm nice and lifted. We're going to work that left arm here in just a second. Give me one more. From here, go ahead and draw your right elbow down towards your right knee. Let your left arm dangle towards the inside of your right foot. Go ahead and draw your left elbow up towards the ceiling. You can gaze up, forward, or down. Reach your left arm up towards the ceiling, and then back down and repeating. Keep it going. Reaching for that floor, maybe tapping that floor, reaching for the inside of your right ankle, your right calf, your right knee, reaching for whatever you can. Draw that left elbow up towards the ceiling and then opening up your chest and gazing up towards the ceiling. Keep it going. Hold that deep bend in your front right knee. You got it. Still going. Still moving. That's it. Give me one more. Go ahead and reach back down. All right. Go ahead and maybe grab a sip of water here. Bright and early, so make sure you stay hydrated. So for the next move, you are welcome to hold the weights or forego any equipment if you'd like. Go ahead and bring your feet wide and your hips. Toes are slightly turned out from this position. Oof. Got a straight here. Reach your arms up, making that big X position. From here, we're going to sink our hips down, drawing our arms into a cactus for God's pose. Your knees are tracking out toward your toes, so avoid letting your knees come in. Don't want to come into a knock-knee position. Keep your knees nice and wide. Allows you to keep your chest nice and lifted. Shoulders remain stacked over your hips. Keep your core engaged. Elbows are wide. Go ahead and come back out to that big star. Palms are facing away from your body. And then draw your hips down. Chest stays lifted. Elbows are bending. Keeping it going. Think about opening up your chest as you bend the elbows to 90. And then reaching back up. One more. Bend the knees, bend the elbows. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and reach back up. This time we're going to set those weights down. From here, we're going to go ahead and come to the back of our area. And we're going to come into a tabletop position. Knees under your hips. Wrists under your shoulders, tuck your toes, bring your hands a palm print forward. Lift your hips up. From here, we're going to go ahead and come into our high plank. We're going to lift our hips up, reach your right hand to the outside of your left ankle. Tap your hand back, reach your left hand back, come back down to a high plank. Lift your right leg and lift your left leg. Pike your hips back up. Right hand taps the outside of your left. Left hand taps the outside of your right. Push back into your high plank. This time left and then right. do it one more time. Pike your hips up. Reach your right hand towards the outside of your left ankle. Left hand towards the outside of your right ankle. Come back into your high plank. Lift your right and lift your left. From here, don't release your knees down. Coming into a tabletop position. Maybe move your hips from side to side. All right, let's see. What do we have next? All right, from here, from our tabletop position, we're going to extend our left leg straight back, working with that right leg. Extend your right arm out in front of you, straight right arm, straight left leg. From the same position, we're going to go ahead and raise and lower our right arm and left leg. Raise, and then we're going to crunch and extend and lower. Raise, crunch, extend, and lower. So strong planks of your left toes. Core remains engaged. Lower, lift, crunch it out. Left knee to right elbow. Lower, lift, crunch it out. Extend, lower, lift, crunch, extend. That's it. Keep it going. Slow and controlled. The slower you go, the more challenging it is. Your core is engaged. Your back is flat. Draw your navel deep in towards your spine. Gaze is down between your left thumb and index finger. Extend, lower, lift. Last one. All right, go ahead and hold that right arm towards the floor, still straight. Left toes towards the floor. Again, left leg is straight. From here, we're going to add to what we just did. We're going to lift and lower. Hold it lifted. We're going to open the right arm, left leg out to the side. Drop back in. Bend. Maybe tap your left foot with your right hand. Lower and lift. Open and close. Bend, tap. Extend. Lower and lift. Open and close. Bend, tap. Extend. That's it. Keep it going. Lower and lift. Open and close. Bend, tap. Extend. One more. Lower and lift. Open and close. Bend, tap, and extend. Go ahead and rest your right hand down back towards the floor. Keep your left leg lifted. From here, we're going to bend your left knee, bringing your heel close in towards your glutes. Flex your left toes. We're going to do tiny presses up here. Little presses up. Gaze still remains down, this time between both thumb and index fingers. Tiny little presses up. Press up, hold for a second, and then release down. You're also welcome to place a block under your right knee for a little more support and to raise that right knee, relaxing your right foot, still flexing through your left, pressing up and release. Of course, if you don't have a block, you can use a pillow, maybe a sturdy book. Keep it going. Tiny little presses. Still going. Still moving. All right, go ahead and release your right forearm down, whether you have that block under your right knee or not. Keep your left hand boxed out. We're going to draw that left knee in line with our right from the same position. We're just going to open that hip out towards the side. Your left knee does not have to come parallel to your hip. Lift it as high or as low as you like. Maybe it's just opening an inch or two. Maybe you can draw that knee all the way up towards the hip. And again, you can keep the feet together and just open up that knee. If you're able to control the motion, you can also lift that foot, keeping your ankle parallel with your knee. Core remains engaged. Keep it going. Just a few more like this. Out to the side, release back down. That's it. Give me one more. All right. Go ahead and release that block off to the side if you have it underneath your right knee. From here, tuck your toes. Bring your hands up, palm print forward. We're going to lift up into that down dog. From here, we're going to come into our high plank. We're going to press back to our power dog. Shins are hovering, hips lifted, and then press your hips up, coming to a down dog. Roll forward to a high plank. Go ahead and bend your knees, power dog. Shins are hovering. Lift your hips up to down dog. Press forward into high plank, keeping it going. Press your hips back and up for power dog. Lift your hips up for down dog, and then roll forward to high plank. One more. Press back to power dog. Hold it for 2 and 1. Press up to down dog. Hold it for 2 and 1. Come forward to high plank. Hold it for 2 and 1. That's it. Gently release your knees down towards the floor. We're back in our high tabletop position. So your palms are pressed in underneath your shoulders, knees are under your hips. We're going to work that left arm, right leg this time. Go ahead and extend your right leg. Go ahead and extend your left arm from here. We're going to raise, crunch it out, left elbow to right knee, extend and lower. Lift, pull and crunch, extend and lower. Your core stays engaged, so you're working everything, all the way from your forearm to your bicep, your shoulder, your back, your core, your glutes, your hamstring, your quads, and your calves. Keep it going. Extend, lower tap, lift, and crunch. Keeping it going here, moving with control. Last one. All right, we're going to add on now. Lower and lift. Go ahead and open to the side and close. Bend, tap. Maybe you touch, maybe you don't. Extend, lower and lift. Open and close. Bend, tap, and extend. Keep it going. Lower and lift. Open and close. Bend, tap, and extend. You got it. Lower and lift. Open and close. Out to the side. Bring it back in. Bend, tap, extend. Few more just like this. Lower and lift. Go ahead and open and close. That open is up to you. Bend, tap, and release. Last one. Lower and lift. Open and close. Back in line. Bend, tap, and extend. Go ahead and bring your left hand down. From here, keep your right leg lifted. Go ahead and bend your heel close in towards your glutes, flexing your right toes. From here, we're going to do little tiny presses up, little presses up with that right leg. So you're working the base of your right glute. Your back remains flat. Keep it going. If at any time you need to grab water, please do so. You got it. You can also place that block underneath your left heel, under your left knee. Relax that left foot, still pressing your right heel up towards the ceiling. Think about stamping the sole of your right foot up towards the ceiling. Your core is engaged. Keep it going. Tiny presses up. You got it. Little press up and release. Give me one more. Hold that press up. Go ahead and draw your left forearm down, keeping your right arm boxed out. Go ahead and draw your right knee in line with your left. From here, we're just going to open and close. So same thing that we did on the left side, doing the exact same on the right. So you can also just open and enter too. You can bring that leg all the way out from the hip. It does not have to go that far. If you cannot, do not worry about it. Do what you can today. You can also keep your feet glued together and just tiny open and close, limiting your range of motion. If you're able to control that right foot, just open and close, keeping that knee in line with your hip. Still going, still moving, just open and close. You got it. A few more just like this. That's it. Give me 2 more. Last one. All right, go ahead and release both those knees down. You can keep that block with you if you would like. From here, we're going to come into an assisted side plank. So from the same position, bring my notes with me. I like to place a block underneath my left or my forearm. My wrist is closest to the floor. Feel free to do that, or you can also forego it. From here, we're going to keep our left knee down, our left wrist down. So your same wrist, same knee is down. You're going to draw your top right leg out to the side. From here, we're going to lift it up. We're going to draw our top right elbow wide behind our head. From here, we're going to draw our right knee up and our right elbow down, and then extend. So you're keeping that right leg raised the entire time, and then kick it straight back. Draw your knee to your elbow. It does not have to tap. Of course, it can. You want to move in that direction without forcing it. Keeping it going. Full extension. Right elbow towards right knee up towards your right shoulder. Keeping it going. Full extension. Core is engaged. All right, go ahead and hold that right leg extended. You can bring your right hand to your hip. From here, we have tiny circles, little circles. It does not matter which direction. When we get halfway, about 20 to 30 circles each direction, we will switch. You want to go slow. You want to make those circles perfect. Think about perfecting that circle. Don't worry about how many you're doing. Perfect that circle, slow and controlled. Go ahead and reverse the direction. Of course, you can always do this on your own. You can pause it, keep going, and then come back and replay the video. Keep it going. Tiny circles here. Almost there, just a few more. You got it, little circles here. Go ahead and lower that leg. From here, bump your hip out for a nice stretch. Go ahead and come back into an assisted side plank with your left knee, left wrist down. We're going to draw a little rainbow. So your right toe is still straight, your right leg is straight, your toes are pointed, but you're towards that forward direction. We're going to lift that leg up and over towards the back, using whatever space you have available to you, reaching up and over. Tiny tap up and overs. Your core remains engaged. Again, you can have your left wrist on the floor. You can also have it on a block if that feels good to you. Keeping your hips nice and high. Still going, making those beautiful rainbow arches up and over. Top right leg is straighter. Top right toes pointed more. Keep it going. Core is nice and engaged. That's it. Give me one more. Full back, full forward. All right, go ahead and shake it out. You guessed it. Now we have the exact same move, except this time working the left side. Go ahead and move that block under your right wrist if you were using it under your left. So your right knee is down, your right wrist is down. Extend your top left leg nice and straight, directly out from your hip, opposite of the crown of your head. Lift that leg, draw your left elbow wide behind your head. Draw your left knee in, left elbow down, and then extend. Full range of motion, slow and controlled. So you really want to focus on extending that leg straight. Take out any little bend you have. Hold it there for a second, catch your breath, and then draw that left knee towards your left shoulder, left elbow down towards your left knee. Same thing here we did on the right side. Your knee and elbow do not have to touch, but of course you want to move in that direction without forcing it. Pull it in and extend. Still going. Still moving. Give me one more. Keep that left leg nice and high as you extend it. All right, keep that left leg extended, left hand to your hip. Draw tiny circles. Little circles here, slow and controlled. Keeping it going, just little circles. We're going to add that range of motion. Ooh, I'm so thirsty. As always, whenever you're thirsty, Grab that water. Stay hydrated. All right, we should be about 20 or 30 in. Go ahead and reverse that circle. Keep your core nice and engaged. Relax your shoulders down from your ears. Relax your forehead. You're just drawing circles. That's it. Keep it going. Core is nice and engaged. Working that inner and outer left side, that outer left hip. We're going to have a seat. Give me 2 more. All right. Go ahead and have a seat. Bring that block with you. All right. We're going to extend our legs out straight, flexing your toes. Place the block between your palms. Roll all the way back. Block between your palms. Arms touch out long overhead. We're going to do a full flow sit-up. Arms extend out in front. Maybe tap that block in front on or just before your toes. Roll all the way back. It's a nice back stretch as well. Maybe your back crossed a few times like mine just did. Rolling all the way up, trying to keep your feet planted. Tap again behind and front or on your toes. That's it. Give me 1 more. Full range of motion, tap overhead. Rolling all the way up. And then tapping by your toes. Go ahead and still with that block, place that block between your feet. We're going to roll all the way back onto our back. Zip your legs up towards the ceiling. Elbows can be wide, palms by your side, whatever you'd like. You can also place your hands under your hips for more support. We're going to bend the knees as we draw our heels towards our glutes and then extend back up. So keeping that block between your feet, gaze is up towards the ceiling, just bending and extending at the knees. Keep it going. Full range of motion. Almost there. Avoid letting the block fall down or slip. You can always readjust it if you need to. Just bending and extending at your knees. Still going. Still moving. Go and hold the knees bent. So you want your heels in line with your knees. Maybe extend your knees out so your knees are directly over your hips or further away. The further away your knees are from your chest, the more challenging it is. From here, just open and close your knees. Maybe your knees tap. Maybe they just come close. Keep it going. Almost there. Open and close. You got it. Full motion here. Open and close. Still with your ankles about knee height. You got it. Still going. Oof. All right, go ahead and hold. You can have your knees open, your knees closed, or extremely wide, elbows wide behind your head, just keeping your knees bent. From here, we're going to crunch up and release. So lifting your shoulders completely off the floor. Holding that block just adds a little bit more resistance, a little bit more heat to your core. Of course, you can always set the block off to the side. You can lower your feet to the floor and still working those crunches. Lifting those shoulders even higher. Elbows stay wide. Hands gently tapping behind your head, behind your ears. Keep it going. Few more here. Exhaling as you crunch up. Full exhalation before coming back down. Give me 1 more. All right, go ahead and release that block down to the side if you hadn't already. We're going to stay laying on our back. Go ahead and draw your right knee in towards your right shoulder. Extend your left leg long. Maybe point, flex, or circle out your ankle and your toes. Whatever feels good for you today. If you would like a deeper back stretch and activate your core slightly more. Go ahead and lift your shoulders up, tuck your chin, your chest. Lift that left leg to a hover. Flex your left toes and still circling out that right ankle. Your right knee is in towards your right shoulder, avoiding your rib cage. If you have your shoulders lifted, release them down, release your left leg. With your left hand, grab the outside of your right knee, pull it across your body, over to the left side. Nice lower back stretch, looking over your right shoulder, maybe placing your right ear or your right cheek on the floor, maybe trying to keep your right elbow down, your right shoulder in towards the floor, and just holding for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and come back to center. Draw that right knee back in towards the right shoulder, and then draw a few circles with your right hip, and then reversing that direction, and then switching sides. Right leg extends long, left knee in towards your left shoulder. Avoid grabbing at your left knee, just on your shin. Maybe point, flex, circle out your ankles. If you would like an active stretch on this side and you did it on the right side, maybe trying both sides, see how they feel. You can tuck your chin, lift your shoulders. Go ahead and lift that right leg to a hover, right toes are flexed, and still circling or pointing and flexing your left toes. So your left knee is up towards your left shoulder, avoiding your rib cage. If you have your shoulders lifted, your right leg lifted, just like release them back down towards the floor. With your right hand, grab the outside of your left knee, pull it across the right side of your body. It does not have to touch. Maybe looking over your left shoulder, maybe cactus or extend your left arm. Maybe trying to keep your left elbow, your left shoulder, maybe your left cheek or ear on the floor, but of course not forcing it. Just holding and breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Draw that left knee back in towards your left shoulder as you come to center. From the same position, draw a few circles on that left hip, and then switching directions. From here, go ahead and draw both knees in towards your chest. Grab yourself and roll yourself into a ball. Maybe rock and roll yourself a few times along your spine. Nice lower back stretch. Rock as many times as you would like or as you need to before coming to a seated position. From here, go ahead and extend your right leg long. Draw the inside sole of your left foot to the inside of your right leg. Right arm comes down. Left arm reaches up overhead, keeping your chin and your chest lifted for a deep stretch all along the left side body. On your next exhale, gently bring your left arm down, framing your right leg with both of your arms. Maybe bringing your nose to your knee. Gently roll up slowly on your next exhale. Go ahead and switch sides. Extend your left leg long, drawing the inside sole of your right foot to the inside of your left leg. Left arm reaches down to the inside of your left leg. Right arm reaches up overhead. Chin and chest stays lifted. Really enjoying that stretch with deep inhales and exhales all along the right side body. And on your next exhale, gently bring your right arm down, framing your left foot, maybe bringing your nose to your knee, your heart towards your thighs. Hold it for 2. And 1, gently rolling up slowly on your next exhale. Bring the soles of your feet together and keep your knees nice and wide. Maybe rocking side to side to keep your sit bones nice in place, shoulders stacked over your hips. Maybe bring your right ear towards your right shoulder, and then bring your chin to your chest, left ear towards left shoulder. 1 more time through. Chin to chest, right ear to right shoulder, and then drawing it back, gently bringing the nape of your neck back towards your spine, left ear to left shoulder, nape of your neck, right ear to right shoulder. And then go ahead and come back to center. Maybe flap your wings. And then coming up to a standing position with your feet wider than your hips. Go ahead and cross your right arm across your body. Open and switch. left arm across your body. Open and draw your right hand behind your back, trying to keep your gaze forward. Chin is lifted. Open and switch. Left hand behind your back. Again, gaze is forward, chest is lifted. Release your hands down. You can clasp your hands behind your back, bringing your thumbs down towards your thighs, and then releasing everything. Maybe circle out your wrists, circle out your arms. Fantastic work, everyone, today. Thank you so very much. Again, my name is Amanda. This is Yogalates. Drink plenty of water, stretch as much as you need to. See you all next time. Have a great rest of your day.